And I think what's happening, and I understand why the NBA would do 2 days. Now, you're probably saying, really? Do you need 2 days? No, you don't. But if I can give you kind of an introductory offer of, here's some players who are going to be playing in the NBA. The problem that baseball has, you just had LSU win the national title. Well, those players aren't going from national title, getting drafted, to then being in a lineup this September. Not going to happen. They're going to disappear for 2 or 3 years. So you don't get that immediate, oh, I saw that guy, and then I'm going to watch him play for the Cincinnati Reds. And, they send him down to the minors for 2, 3, 4 years, and then they come back up, and you go, oh, okay, I remember him. He played at Vanderbilt. NBA, it's different. That guy just played in the NCAA tournament. He's going to be on a roster in the NBA next year. But also the second day is kind of those players that maybe you haven't heard of, maybe they're in Europe, and maybe they're seniors that you did see a lot, and they're going to get drafted. They're going to get an opportunity to make a roster, but also the NBA is saying to you, hey, tune in. Here's some guy that may be playing for your team next year. Maybe you don't know anything about him. A lot of these players you probably don't know much about because they only spent 1 year at Baylor or Vandy, and now they're going to come into the NBA. But if you're the NBA, and this is about social media, the NBA cares about social media, probably relies on social media more than any other sport. And the younger fans are consuming this. So you might say, who cares about the second round of the draft? Okay, well then don't watch it. But for those who do, they're consuming it for a different reason. It's almost like you're getting cliff notes here for the upcoming season of some players to keep an eye on. You may not know VJ Edgecombe, but you will. And I think that's the interesting part. And imagine, when Joker, second round. Although last year's second round was probably more interesting than the first round with Bronny James. Nembhard of the Pacers. Like, you're going to have players that you go, oh, okay. And I think what the NBA is doing is, why not use primetime? And why not put this product out there? Because the draft, people are going to tune in. Now, you might only tune in just to see Cooper Flagg and what he wears and what he says, and then you move on from it. But there's going to be players who are drafted who are going to contribute next season in the postseason. I mean, you're just seeing guys and you go, and it never ceases to amaze me. Where you'll watch a guy in college and go, boy, he's going to be a good pro. And then all of a sudden, he kind of maxed out. He maxed out in college. One of those players was Purvis Ellison. He played at Louisville, won a national title his freshman year. I didn't know if he got any better. Never nervous Purvis. And he got to the NBA, and he played a long time, but he was a good player. But I thought, wow, he's that good as a freshman. You're seeing that. When I saw Anthony Davis as a freshman, and I'm thinking, wow, he's got, ball handling skills for a big guy. And I thought that he was going to be the big surprise. I remember coming in and saying that guy's going to be a star. And I don't even think he scored in the national title game or didn't make a field goal. But you can see these guys. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. So I enjoy when I see somebody and Jay Billis will tell me a little bit more about them. Or you're going to see this in the second round. This guy's been playing in Europe. Got guys who are professionals in Europe right now. There's like a 15-year-old. He's playing professionally in Europe, just like Luka did. Yes, Mark.
And in the past maybe 5 or 6 years, you'll see guys that contribute really big to their teams, a la Draymond Green. People forget he was a second-round pick because he's been a star for such a long time. But also Chris Middleton, second-round pick.
Yeah.
So you don't know. So that's why a lot of people watch, like, oh, let me check this guy out.